Gilgeous-Alexander on the drive, pulls back, baseline, jumper's good! OKC with their first lead of the second half. Williams has been hot all night, falling away, got it! 40 points for Jalen Williams. 28 remaining, Holmgren down the lane! A Holmgren hammer, and it's back up to a dozen.
This is Lou Dort. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested Podcast. Coming live Sunday, November 9th, as the Thunder have just beat the Memphis Grizzlies for, I believe, the 1 millionth time in a row. I'm your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. I've got my guys, Justin Peabody.
Hello, everybody.
Taylor Peterson.
81-1, still on the table.
And Nick Crane.
Howdy.
We are brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network and our friends over at Prairie Artisan Ales.
Oh, I thought we were going to get it in sync.
It was better. I was trying to beat you.
Oh.
Got a little competition to start the
We'll start a new competition at the top of the show. Who has the best crack?
Oh. It's not that kind of show. I'm sipping on a delightful Patches treat tonight.
I've got Tiny S's.
Yeah. Love it.
So we're drinking candy beer. You got the Sour Patch Kids.
Candy
That's
beer.
true, and you got
Still the Halloween hangover.
Yes.
Yep.
As you do. Well, you
Can
also
I say
have
something,
Patreon.
Jacob?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's hilarious how on this show, I'm trying to do the math in my head and it's not coming to me. 5 months ago, I think, in the playoffs, you're wearing a headband and an Alex Caruso jersey. Fast forward to November 9th, you look like a professional, ready to go, knockout corporate America kind of guy. It's just, you got all the looks. You look good both ways.
Versatile. That's what that is.
Just like
Versatile.
Thunder,
That's a great word.
This is a quarter zip, so I can go golf in it.
Hey, yeah,
You can go coach the Thunder in that.
you
The
could.
championship
Mark,
has changed, Jacob.
Meanwhile, Taylor's in his PJs.
Yeah. Nick thought I was in PJs earlier.
I kind of wish you were.
I might have to do that next Sunday now.
That should be a bet payoff where you have to
I would do it. I don't
but you
care.
gotta get the little cap. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's what Silva's always trying to bet. Someone in the long sleeping cap. Nick, you would get on here in PJs, but you wouldn't wear a clown nose?
Yeah, I mean, my PJs are
Okay.
I don't wear the old traditional PJs. I wear like a t-shirt.
I sleep naked.
I am wearing PJs. Matter of fact, I'll probably take the hoodie off, but otherwise,
You're ready for bed.
I don't need to know that.
So are you
Man,
winning
that
the
plan's
pooing
ahead.
it right now?
am I? What
Winning
does
the
that mean?
pooing it? Are you pulling a
No
Donald Duck?
pants.
That's
Tea
what you
time,
call it.
baby. Tea time.
Oh, I see. I get it now. I get it. That's what do they call that? Jeff Teague.
Tea
Justin?
time.
Teague
Yep.
time.
That's right.
Oh.
Wild.
No,
It's wild.
I do wear pants on the podcast.
Do any of you guys wear like a little sleeping, like what do you call that? The sleeping mask, like the little
the
eye
mask.
thing?
I've
Oh.
never heard of that.
I thought you meant like for sleep apnea.
I've done, not at the same time, but I've independently done the eye cover and I've done the mouth tape. So
Oh.
I've tried it all.
Oh, if I do the mouth tape, I'll die. I can't breathe through my nose.
That's the point, is to turn you into a nose breather. 'Cause it's more
Oh.
healthy for you at night.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
want a little.
No one
eye
wants to be a
mask.
mouth breather.
Now I do nasal strips.
Mm.
Yeah.
You guys do
Have you
nasal
seen the
strips
nasal
mixed?
clips?
I've seen
I
those
haven't
and I'm
seen those.
intrigued.
Oh, they look sick.
Those scare
I'm
me.
intrigued.
Like I'm
Jake-
afraid I would snort a magnet.
Jacob just rips smelling salts before bed.
No,
Puts 'em right to
I do not.
sleep.
I do not breathe well. I probably do need a sleep apnea machine, and I'm not doing it.
Try the clips. Bro, I've heard good things about them.
I might look into the clips, the little magnet. I
Wow.
might make one up at home on my own.
Which one of us on the pod sleeps like they're in a sarcophagus?
That would be JD Silva.
It's my favorite
The
piece of
vampire himself.
uncontested lore. Well,
That's incredible.
speaking of sleep, The Thunder sure slept through the first half of this game. Am I right?
Look at
Look
you.
at that transition.
Yes, the Thunder win 114-100 in Memphis. Improved to 10-1 on the season. Thunder won by 14 after being down by as many as 19, I believe. 16?
I thought it was 19.
and a half.
No, was it?
No?
Yeah, 19 and a half.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't at halftime.
I think it was 11 and a half.
Yeah.
I promise
Memphis-
you,
Sorry.
the podcast you're tuning into to get a game breakdown does know what we're talking about. I promise.
Memphis' largest lead was 19. The Thunder's largest lead was 16.
There we
That's
go.
what I'm thinking of.
That's right. They started to get some momentum.
Yeah.
Second half was a completely different story after Memphis got close to 50% from three in the first half. It completely trailed off. The Thunder shot an abysmal 23.3% from three, but Memphis shoots 38.5% for the game. Getting into the team stats for you guys real quick. Memphis 38% from the field, 38% from three. 50 rebounds to 51 for the Thunder, so they under-rebounded the Thunder. Memphis had 30 assists to the Thunder's 19. That's pretty
Their
impressive.
offense looked really good in the first half.
Yeah.
3 steals and 6 blocks for the Grizz compared to 10 steals, 3 blocks for the Thunder. Memphis turns it over 14 times. Only 32 points in the paint because they were shooting a bunch of threes. 25 fouls. That's the team stats for you. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. And the individual stat line, John Morant had 11 points on 3 of 18 field goals and was a game worst minus 23 in his 34 minutes. Oh, how
the Thunder
quickly they
out.
fall. He's just not good.
No.
Would you
He
rather
is
have him or
out of it.
LaMelo moving forward if you were a GM?
I'd rather sell
Melo.
the franchise to Las Vegas.
Would you rather have cancer or AIDS?
Melo had a pretty
that
good
was
start to the
mean.
season.
Yeah, sure. If you like stats,
Relatively.
empty calorie stats.
Yeah.
Right.
The Grizzlies, I mean, credit the Grizzlies. You said it, Nick, that looked good in the first half, which is not an adjective that's been used about the Grizzlies very often this season. Probably a bit of like a cornered animal syndrome. You know, you get one last fight out of them before they roll over and die. And that's kind of what happened in the second half. I do think it's fun that I guess it wasn't the last time because they played game 4 in that building, but I was going to say one of the last times they were in that building, they had the 30-point comeback. Obviously, John Morant getting injured was a big factor in that. But tonight, no John Morant injury, and you still pull off a 19-point comeback. It's just seems to be in their DNA a little bit, both the Grizzlies and the Thunder on the opposite sides of the spectrum tonight. Oklahoma City responded really well. As bad as they looked in the first half, as good as Memphis looked, Oklahoma City completely flipped that on its head in the second half.
I think big picture, and I think I piggybacked off a Nick tweet and quote tweeted saying in the first half that the Grizzlies look like a team motivated, trying to get revenge after the playoffs last season, that 4-game series. And the Thunder looked like a team at the end of a 4-game road trip on the West Coast, playing weird times, 10 p.m. Central Time tip, 9 p.m. Central Time tips, coming to Memphis across basically the U.S. to play another game at 5 p.m. on a Sunday Central Time. And the Thunder do what they always do, which is respond to the adversity, get the momentum. And I had a follow-up tweet in the second half where it was like, it just has to be so demoralizing for opposing teams and for opposing fan bases to play the Thunder. It doesn't matter if they're down 19 points. It doesn't matter if they don't have all their stars. It doesn't matter if their stars aren't playing well. They have role players who can carry that load until the Shays and the JDubs and the Chets are able to kind of get back into form and basically just like cut off your head at that point. I mean, they just are so resilient. I think that's the term that keeps coming to me when I think about this Thunder team.
I think what we have to remember is the Thunder is like the team to beat, and it's really not close. Like I think back to 2 or 3 years ago when we're podcasting, as the Thunder is like not a good team yet, but like they're getting better. They're no longer like one of the worst teams in the league. And there's these like measuring stick games we'd always talk about where they play Boston or Golden State or whoever, and it's like this is a game where you kind of see where you are. Like the Thunder is the standard. The Thunder is what it takes to win. And so a team like Portland a couple nights ago, like that's a game where they can, like, they've had a good start to the season. They can see where they're at. Compile that with the fact that like opposing fan bases on the road show up to this game. Like it could be a Tuesday night in Utah and like tickets are going to sell. The Thunder coming to town. Like that's a game that fans want to see. So every night you're going to get a crowded arena with fans that want to beat you. You're going to get every team's best shot because you have a target on your back. And that's why we've seen quite a few times this year, like these magnet ball halves. Usually it's not a full game. Like Memphis, it was the first half. Portland was the second half. Sacramento had a first half where it was like they're just throwing haymakers and like they don't miss. They
sometimes Nick, it's individual players like you've talked about recently. Shangoon going crazy from 3 that first game of the season and hasn't done it.
It all comes down to like you just have to weather that storm because almost nobody is going to give you 48 minutes like that. Most teams are going to give you a 5-minute stretch or a quarter and a half. And like we've seen that recently. And the Blazers did get the Thunder, but Memphis obviously did not do it long enough to get the win tonight.
Yep. That's a great point. The mentality shift when Oklahoma City comes to town is very real. Not that it wasn't through most of last season because they were pretty dominant the entire season, but it's different when you're the champs. Like you said, it carries a different level of aura when the Thunder come to town. I do want to hit this super chat we got right when we fired up from Andrew Michaelek, who says AJ is the man. Also wanted to thank Jacob, Taylor, and JD for taking the time opening night to allow me to meet them at halftime.
Hey.
Shout out Andrew. Super cool. Ring night was his first Thunder game in person. He flew from the East Coast just to be there.
That's awesome.
It was really cool, and he was super excited to meet up, and it was fun to get to meet up and get to know him. So shout out Andrew.
Not a bad first game.
Not at all.
Looking at the box score tonight, guys, like the Thunder shot 23% from 3.
Continues to be an issue.
Dog. Like Isaiah
matter.
Joe had wide open ones. He was 2 of 7. Caruso 1 of 6. Jay Will 0 of 5. Cason Wallace 1 of 7. Chet 1 of 4.
Stinkers all around.
Bunch of big stinkers.
Jay Will, Ofer.
Yep.
Yeah. Jay Will's been struggling.
Yeah.
But AJ 2 of 3.
AJ's been incredible.
AJ's been
we want to start
so
with
good.
AJ?
Probably.
AJ's line tonight, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize Shai was a plus 28 tonight. That's incredible.
How many turnovers for Shai?
Turnovers for Shai. Shai and AJ Mitchell combined for 1 turnover.
Who had it?
That's
Shai?
crazy.
Shai.
Yep.
AJ. Oh,
his ability to take care of the ball with the insane usage and double teams and schemes that are thrown at him is nutty. Like we're watching Kevin Durant, one of the best offensive players of all time, turn it over 8 times against the Spurs.
Yeah, that's insane.
There's a lot of little things that I feel like we need to talk about. We can start with AJ though, if you guys want, just because. Nick, I think it was you who posted on the uncontested Twitter account those 6 Man of the Year odds with AJ near the top. And we were all like, yeah, but this team will get healthy and that'll change and blah, blah, blah. Dog, he might just have to play 25 minutes a night.
He may have to stop starting at this point.
Right. He might not win because he's going to be.
He's now plus 500, so he's only like skyrocketed, cut his odds in half essentially since then.
I mean, when fully. I feel like we have this conversation every week. When fully healthy, is he now 7th man?
Healthy. I mean, it's kind of interchangeable with this team.
Yeah.
But he's getting subbed in with the Cason Wallace off the bench when, again, fully healthy. He's getting
God,
subbed
there's
in
so
with
many guys, dude. It's like
Gotta be
Caruso,
8.
like-
Gotta be 8.
he can't
Behind
be 6 'cause
Kaysen
that's
and
Kaysen. He's
Caruso.
got to be behind Kaysen and Caruso.
Yeah.
But I think
That's 8.
I almost feel like he's vaulted himself ahead of Aaron and Joe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
Yo, for sure, Joe Wiggins. I think is still debatable.
Yeah.
Like I think like Wiggins had
Sure.
a what was like a 19 game stretch last year where he averaged 19 a game or something crazy like this. So like, obviously circumstantially it's different. This is
AJ's
the start of the season,
17, 4, 4, and 2 steals a game right now.
but yeah, it's nuts, and he defends
It's
his
insane.
butt off.
That's
He's
the
been
thing.
unbelievable. Yeah.
He's missed
And not
some
just-
bunnies.
And that's
he
the
could
other
be
thing.
higher.
He could be scoring more. Agreed. And we're
But
still seeing him kind of get his footing, getting to the rim and drawing contact. He's getting better at it. But I mean, he's another guy. And opposing fan bases, again, are going to roll their eyes. But another guy who can get to the free throw line more often, that's just going to result in him taking another leap in his offensive game.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned his defense. But the thing that really, I think, is critical, we've talked about one of the few weaknesses of this Thunder championship team the past couple of years has been needing a reliable scoring punch and creator off the bench. They have that currently with Ajay Mitchell. The other is we were going back to talking big picture about this game and that first half in comparison to the second half. And what they really needed, even with some momentum heading into halftime, was somebody who could come in and just flip the switch, provide the spark the Thunder needed because Shai didn't really have it yet at that point in the game.
Yep.
That was Ajay Mitchell. Talking about AJ, I think we'd be remiss not to talk about the start of the second half for him, where he basically
Agreed.
just took over point guard, ball handling, facilitating, getting to the rim, got to the free throw line, had a sick pass to iHeart who just missed the opportunity there. Like he was doing everything. The Thunder don't make that comeback without AJ's start to the second half.
Yep.
And that is what's so impressive and just an embarrassment of riches, having a player like that coming off your bench for the defending champions.
That's what I was going to say is this game tonight, he was the catalyst of the comeback. Without him, who knows what the result looks like. His driving specifically, like getting an easy bucket on a night like tonight where the Thunder cannot hit shots, which is often a theme this year. AJ being able to drive not at Shai's level, but not at Shai's level, right? Like for where he's at, I'm not saying he's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but it's incredibly impressive what he can bring when he's out on the floor. It's very similar to what Shai does oftentimes, right? It's putting your head down, going to the rim, getting a bucket or getting a foul to just see the ball go through the net and kind of stop some of the bleeding. AJ has some of that to his game that this team has needed, and they needed today. He absolutely jump-started that run, which ultimately turned this game in the Thunder's favor.
I think the thing with him is that it's true, but the Thunder essentially ran this roster back from last year, while others around them retooled, leveled up inorganically. We talked about the organic growth this team could see. This is a rhetorical question, so I don't actually need an answer unless you have a hot take, but like, I just can't help but think if you consider AJ kind of like a free agent signing, because you didn't really have him good chunk of last year, wasn't ready for playoff minutes, mostly because he missed the majority of the back half of the year, like never really got back in the rotation. Holy cow, if he would have, may not have gone 7 a couple series. But like,
True.
I just can't help but think if AJ Mitchell was a free agent and the Thunder had signed him, he would be like a top 5 or 10 free agent signing of this summer. Like he's been that good and has been a net new contributor. He was good last year.
Yeah.
It was spotty. It was low volume, low minutes. Like this is different, man.
Yeah. He's been incredibly consistent. And I think what's been exciting for me, I know 2 weeks ago, Jacob, you and I talked at length about how good AJ's been and how good we thought he was. And one of the things I said was over the next couple weeks, it wouldn't surprise me to see his production dip because he's going to start appearing on scouting reports. I'm sitting here 2 weeks in the future from that statement, and I'm happy to report I was wrong. And that has not happened. And I have to think he's on scouting reports, and like that has
absolutely
shifted from the last time we talked about that, but he's still carving people up. Now, that's not to say, again, if injuries continue, he continues starting, continues playing, 32 minutes tonight? Like, he's going to absolutely get more defensive attention if that continues. So I still think there's a chance, but his response of whatever adjustments he's been seeing have not seemed to affect his output, which is incredibly impressive for somebody who's in their second year.
And I say this not as a disclaimer or to discredit what AJ is doing. more so just to continue the conversation about the embarrassment of riches, I think you're spot on, Justin. And obviously he's getting more attention from defenses and still being able to produce and not only that, but improve night after night for this team. At the same time, this Thunder team is so good and so dangerous, even when they are shorthanded like they currently are, that it doesn't really matter. Oh, you're going to give all your attention to Ajay Mitchell? Well, you've got Shai and Chet and iHeart and all these other players, Caruso, Kaysen, that you have to account for. And that's with JDub and Lou Dort and Aaron Wiggins all sitting the past couple of games. Like, that is the embarrassment of riches. That's what makes this team so incredibly dangerous, to find another player like an Ajay Mitchell to come in and fit seamlessly into this team like we've been talking about.
Quiz question.
You say quiz question?
Quiz question.
I know.
Oh, I have a quiz too. So
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I got a
Pop
quick
quizzes.
The first, it's a 2-part or 2-question quiz. First one shouldn't be very hard. Where does AJ rank in total points this season on the Thunder?
total points, second.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say third or fourth.
I was going to say third. Yeah. Wow.
Roughly, where does
That's
he
impressive.
rank among total points in the NBA?
Like in between
50th?
30 and 40.
What do you got, Jacob?
Yeah, I'd say top 50. I'd say top. I'd go top 30.
Okay, so the answer is he entered tonight, 31st, and then he scored 21 points. So it's got to be roughly 30. I'm
That's
happy to report
crazy.
he entered the night 2 points below John Morant on the season.
Ah,
AJ Mitchell has
love
scored
it.
more points than John Morant this. That is bonkers. I don't
That's-
care how bad you thought Ja was going to be.
Yeah.
This year. That is insane.
That is insane.
All right, sophomore players this year. AJ Mitchell ranks where on minutes per game of all sophomores?
No, say third.
Wait, say the question again.
'Cause we got some
Minutes per
starters.
game from sophomores. Where
This
does AJ
season.
rank this season?
I'm going to say 6.
Ninth?
He is fifth.
Mm.
The four ahead of him: Steph Castle, Keyshawn George. Is that Keyshawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matas Buzelis and Alex Sarr are above him. When you go to points per game,
Matas.
when you go to points per game for sophomores, where does AJ rank?
Second.
Third.
He is third.
Yeah, price is
You guys
right,
You guys
y'all.
want to take a guess who number one is?
Matas and then Keyshawn.
Matas is fifth. Keyshawn is fourth.
Oh,
Steph Castle.
Steph is second.
Yep.
that's a good guess.
Who is
Castle.
first?
Who's first? Who are we not thinking of?
It's got to
Yeah,
be like
who
a
won?
3-game sample.
The guy who went number one.
Risa Shea, he has only played like 2 or 3 games, right?
Oh, sorry, not Risha Shea. Then the guy who went number two.
Alex Sarr.
Sarr?
Sorry.
Sarr.
That makes
Sarr's at
sense.
18.9.
Okay.
Castle's at
Wow.
18.4. Mitchell is at 17.2.
I hadn't noticed that Sarr had been that good. I mean, I knew he had been much
had
better
some
this
30-point
season.
games
That's really
recently.
impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, it's incredibly impressive.
What were the
So-
other ones I did? Total rebounds. Where does he rank for sophomores?
Ooh. 6.
Total, given he's played 11 games.
Oh, sorry, not total rebounds. Rebounds per game. My bad.
Of all sophomores,
Of all sophomores,
8.
7.
I'm just
He
going to
is-
keep guessing one more than Nick.
Nice and right.
he is 10th.
Nailed it.
Okay. Ballpark.
Assists.
Definitely below Castle. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Castle's at
true.
7.3. Number
I'd
one.
go third. Yeah, I'll go third then if you're going
Fourth.
fourth.
He is fourth behind Castle, Jamal
Justin.
Sheed, and Bub Carrington.
$1, Bob.
And then steals, he is second, 1.8 behind Steph Castle, who is 1.9.
Wow.
Are you on Basketball Reference?
I am looking at stats.nba.com.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a quiz question that's in the same vicinity because I think, Basketball Reference has this. So for that class, where does AJ Mitchell rank? This is all time, like for the 2 years. Where does he rank in? Oh, they don't have it. Just kidding. Never mind.
Okay, good
Bad
quiz.
podcast.
Good quiz.
Good quiz.
We should segue to Prairie Trivia, maybe.
Ooh, you
'Cause
have some?
it feels like we've been playing it already.
You have some.
I do have some more, and it's adjacent to what we're talking about. So Prairie Trivia,
Beautiful.
brought to you by our friends at Prairie Artisan Ales. You can play Prairie Trivia every Sunday afternoon at the tap room. You can also drink some of their fabulous new beers this week. A lot of stouts. Did you guys know it was Stout Day this past week? So they
Where
released
they do like the breakfast and
they
no, that was a couple weeks ago.
on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday was Stout Day, and they introduced King Nut, Mo Peanuts, Mo Problems, Joyfully Stuffed, You Say Dubai, I Say Hello, and Pub Dub Bread Pudding. So if you're looking for a stout, Prairie's your place to get it.
Joyfully stuffed.
That's what Taylor said.
And
The
King
first
Nut, I'm
question
pretty sure was
for
Nick's nickname in college. So
oh my gosh.
Jesus.
The first question, I'm going to switch my order to start with the AJ question. So some of these numbers were just shared, so hopefully you have a good memory. I'm going to do, we'll do rapid fire, so you don't have to do your whiteboards. We can do it just like we were. The question
23.
is true or false? True or false? 23. Which statistical categories does AJ Mitchell lead James Harden's second season? Make sense?
makes
So we're
sense.
comparing AJ Mitchell second season, which is right now, to James Harden's second season. Which ones does AJ lead James? Now,
Minutes
the
per
theme
game.
of this segment
Oh.
is over-exaggerating small sample sizes because obviously 10 games is not 82 games, but we're going to entertain it anyway, dang it. Points. AJ Mitchell leads James Harden. True or false?
True.
True.
Yeah, let's
True.
roll 'em
16.8 versus 12.2. Assists. AJ Mitchell leads James Harden.
Absolutely true. I think by pretty decent margin.
False.
False.
True. 4.1 versus 2.1.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rebounds. AJ
Surprising.
Mitchell leads James Harden. True or false?
True.
I'll give it true again, but probably not
False.
by much.
Pessimist Nick. It's true. 3.8 versus 3.1. Steals. AJ Mitchell leads James Harden. True or
True.
false?
True.
True. 1.7 versus 1.1.
Who?
Field goal percentage. AJ Mitchell leads James Harden. True or false?
True.
False.
I'm sensing the theme here. Give me true.
True. 45.4 versus 43.6.
This is like our bets predictions for who's going to win the games this week.
Last but not least, 3-point percentage. AJ Mitchell leads James Harden. True or false?
True.
I've got to go true at this point, but
True.
I would have guessed false. If this was
False.
You are such.
I had to get one in. 32.4 versus 34.9. Come on. All we've talked about is how
Well
the Thunder can't
done.
make a 3 this season.
But
well done.
But it was close. What was crazy, I started by going down the rabbit hole of looking at comparing AJ this season to James Harden's sixth man of the year season, which was his third season. They're very close, but James had the edge in pretty much every category, and that wasn't as fun. But still, very close, which says something. Question number 2. This one we can use our whiteboards. We know that Shai is on a historic 20-point scoring streak currently, which he extended tonight. Does anyone remember when was the last time he didn't score 20 points?
Yes.
What was the game that started, or I guess was the last game before the streak started?
In regular season, we aren't including playoffs.
Correct, because he did not reach 20 points
I don't
a few
remember
times
this.
in the playoffs.
Just the team, because I definitely don't have the date.
If you have the date, you'll win my love and affection.
Fair.
But the team will. The team will.
I
work.
don't have the date either.
Let's see. I cannot read these. Taylor
Rockets.
says Rockets. Jacob says Denver, the home opener. Nick says the Cavs. The answer is versus the San Antonio Spurs on
Oh.
October 30th. He scored
Wow.
18 points.
Wow.
That is over a year ago for
How
those
many-
keeping
how
track
many
of home.
Before that, did he have in a row? Like if he had notched 20, what does his streak be at?
It would have
90
gone
or
back to the
200?
prior season. Yeah, that was like the 4th or 5th game of the season last year.
I'm curious how many he had before that. That'd be interesting.
Impressive. Very impressive. And he's sneaking up on second all time, which is crazy. Last question, again with the theme of overreacting to small sample sizes. Isaiah Hartenstein is averaging a double-double for the 2nd straight season. Who was the last Thunder player to do so and when? Last Thunder player to average a double-double. And I'm looking specifically at points and rebounds. I didn't check other stats. So,
okay.
Fact checkers in the comments.
Let's say this is Russell Westbrook.
It's points, rebounds specifically. The faces that are being made. Put on your thinking face. Last Thunder player to average a points, rebounds, double-double for a season. Jacob guesses Cantor.
Yeah, I'm just sticking with
Taylor
Russ.
guesses Russ. What year is that?
2018.
2018. Nick drew a play
And put Enos.
Oh, there's
say Enos.
I see it. Enos in the corner. I didn't see that. The answer is Russell Westbrook, 2018-19. He averaged 22.9 points and 11.1 rebounds.
Let's go.
So, bonus question, since both Jacob and Nick, well, I just gave it away, actually. So this isn't a bonus question. This is just a bonus fact. The last big to average a double-double was Ennis, but it was the first season after the trade deadline, so it was only 26 games. So you have to debate if that counts or not. But he averaged 18.7 points.
If the Utah stats were included?
I don't know. I didn't do that math. He was not averaging a double-double in Utah. What's also interesting is that's the only time a big has ever done it.
Wow.
That was the part that got me. Unless you count Jalen Horde, who played 7 games. So if we draw the line at realistic sample sizes, Isaiah Hartenstein is the only Thunder player ever, Thunder big, I should say, to average a double-double for a season. He's on track to do it a second time in a row. That's huge.
He's averaging 14 and 12 right now, guys.
Insane.
It's nuts.
That scoring burst this week did numbers for his averages.
So that leads me into something that I said earlier. We had a lot of things we could talk about. The Isaiah Hartenstein one is definitely one that we should talk about.
That's what I was hoping you would do with that.
Yep.
One thing I've really noticed this season, and I'd love to get Nick to kind of just dive in on this a little bit. Teams are sending doubles at Shai off the screen consistently, and Shai is able to get off the ball really quick to Hartenstein on that short roll. And this season, Hart has just looked so much more aggressive.
Yeah.
In that short roll game, getting to his own shot. And then I don't know, there might be a way for me to find out like how many lobs a guy has. I'm going to see if I can find out like how many lobs a guy has finished per season or per game or whatever. Because Hartenstein would have to be up there because they're finding him consistently.
And if they could throw better lobs, he'd be finishing even more.
Yeah.
We talked about. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I just my only comment would be he's just the like anomaly evolution of a basketball player. We talk a lot about like Brook Lopez, where he goes from not a shooter to like Splash Mountain is his nickname now, and he just cans threes. That's
an
not
incredible nickname.
It is sick. That's not Hartenstein, but if you watch like what he was doing as a prospect and what he did early days with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers in the G League, he was like a slender, modern big who was like pulling up, taking threes and like handling the ball. You see why he's a good passer now, because he was doing a lot with the ball back then. And then he like came back down to earth and was like, I'm going to bulk up and I'm not going to take a bunch of threes. I'm just going to bully you in the paint. And then he's like developed the little float game. He's developed the short roll stuff. Like that's why I was talking to Jacob this offseason of like the leap that he could take. And I didn't necessarily know what it would be. And right now it has been what Jacob described, like the aggressiveness and the decisiveness off the short roll and not just catching and passing or catching and putting his back to a guy to kind of like butt screen. He's like doing things with the ball now. And it's just the beginning. Like the way his game evolves every single year just makes me believe, like, as a 27-year-old, I don't know how Oklahoma City's going to pay him, one, and two, by the time he's 29, 30, like, I wouldn't be shocked if he's top 15 big in the league.
Absolutely. Hey, like you mentioned the leap, but it takes me back to the playoffs, right? We were talking about this earlier with what would it have been like if we had AJ? What would it have been like if Hartenstein was hitting his little floaters and push shots like he is right now? Like that's such an underrated aspect of what he brings to this team, that not just against the Kings when he was absolutely feasting inside, but even tonight where, he had 18 points. The stat sheet doesn't necessarily blow you away, but the dynamic that he brings to the offense, the way that he changes how teams have to guard Shai on that pick and roll it opens up everything.
And I also think this is how the game works. So this is not a crazy thing to say out loud, but Chet actually being a good offensive player this season, most of the time, opens up so much for Hartenstein. Like,
we're seeing the vision with the double big.
Dude, it's like last year in the playoffs, teams didn't really fear Chet offensively. It was like, keep him off the offensive glass. Don't let him get put back dunks. Don't let him catch lobs. But if he wants to like dribble, do a spin move thing, like, fine. Like, it hadn't really crushed anybody. Now that Chet's actually doing stuff offensively, the way that the opposing teams have to defend him and Shai, and then you can't like hide some guard on Chet. You actually got to put a 4. It just changes everything. And Hartenstein's also getting value out of that as well.
I think that's a great point. Great point. And in addition to that, you have obviously the continued chemistry between Chet and Ihart with the lobs that they're throwing to one another. We're seeing that more and more throughout the beginning of this season than we saw. Started to see flashes of it in the playoffs, obviously, as Chet kind of got accustomed again to playing back in game shape. But that's something that stood out. You guys mentioned Ajay Mitchell being a boost with the playmaking, again, opening up more for Ihart, I think, while my Chrome application crashed on me. But the other thing I want to mention about Ihart that, again, isn't maybe necessarily showing up in the stat sheets, but Mark talked so much about him here recently being a facilitator, playing through Ihart as a playmaker, while JDub especially is out. And just, again, this is more big picture Thunder stuff, and some of the stuff that's been sticking out from this first part of the season, and the reason they are so sustainable when you do have players injured like a JDub or a Dort or whoever, Aaron Wiggins, whoever it may be, but the off-ball movement, it's random, right? It's not like necessarily planned. It's like not like they throw a set out there. At the same time, they aren't just running around with their heads cut off. It's unpredictable is what Mark was getting at. There's a really good quote you guys can go and pull up, I think, from pregame tonight. But essentially, when you're playing through Ihart, Mark was talking about the different kind of off-ball movement, which is also floor spacing that the Thunder are able to run. So sometimes it's backdoor cuts, or maybe it's cuts to the rim off the wing when Ihart has the ball at the high post. Other times it could just be off-ball movement in regard to like off-ball screens and just getting to different places on the floor. But again, it's not like sets that they're calling out there. It's their ability to be able to just analyze what the defense is throwing at them and being able to move accordingly. And a lot of that's being led right now by Ihart as a playmaker, which I find really fascinating. Has opened up a lot for this offense, even when they aren't hitting 3-point shots and aren't able to space the floor in that way. Right.
I thought Jacob was going to talk, but yes,
No,
I totally agree, Taylor.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's been incredible. I think you can't understate the value that he brings to this team on both ends of the floor, really, right? Like his rebounding. I went back pulling the numbers for trivia, was insane to just look at who led the team in rebounding, because 3 years ago, it was 3 or 4. I don't want to mix my years up, but it was Josh Giddey, which like I remembered it once I saw it, but also it's kind of like, well, Josh Giddey led this team in rebounding like not that long ago.
That's not great. Not great.
Right? It's crazy to think how far this team has come in that regard. And Hartenstein's a huge part of it. So I guess my question for you guys, we've talked a little bit about this over text. Does it change how you feel about re-signing Hart?
Here's the thing, because I think we kind of get lost in this a little bit. Hartenstein is under contract for this season, and then the Thunder have a team option to keep him around.
Correct.
Next season, at something like 24, 25 a year. No, it's closer to 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So they have an option to keep him around, but then after that, he would become an unrestricted free agent, at which point you would have to hope he wants to re-sign. The other option is they could try to negotiate something. The Thunder could turn down that last year for the option to re-sign him to a long-term deal. He's in OKC next year. I'm fully convinced of that. Now, is it on the last year of a contract or is it signed to a new contract? I'm not so sure, but he will be in OKC next year. I would be shocked if he wasn't. It's not going to hurt them money-wise, as far as like with the cap and everything. So he'll be here. The hope is that can you get him, if this summer was they make a draft pick and then they sign both Hartenstein and Cason Wallace to 4-year, $120 million contracts for each of them. Does that seem realistic?
Seems realistic into what each of those
what
players
they're worth.
get.
Yeah, but
Right.
I don't know. I don't actually know if
So,
that's possible.
Unlike the Thunder, Jacob just threw me a perfect lob because this is a thought that I had. A little more big picture again, but kind of a spicy take I think that I have when I was driving home tonight and after the game. I was kind of thinking through all of this and thinking about all the different players we've discussed so far tonight. There's one player in particular who did not play tonight, and he struggled to begin the season. Obviously, small sample size, disclaimer. We've talked a lot about that. I'm not saying this is a move you make now. I'm talking long-term, just like Jacob was, like Justin asked when we're talking about iHeart and his contract. But given iHeart's production, how he's fitting so well with this team and all that he does, like we just touched on offensively and defensively, given Ajay Mitchell's emergence and him, again, this team is going, knock on wood, going to be fully healthy at some point. And you're going to have JDub and Lou Dort and Aaron Williams back. Like we're going to have to see how AJ fits in that lineup. He's going to get playing time, but what does that look like? And then the emergence of Cason Wallace as a great defender, having Alex Caruso on a fairly, again, it's money, but a fairly team-friendly contract, I think, and somebody you can keep around long-term. All those factors come into play here. And I think last year we were talking about iHeart kind of being the odd man out. I wonder if it's Lou Dort. And I'm not saying it happens this year. I'm not saying it happens this next offseason. But I almost wonder if the correct move for this Thunder team moving forward, as hard as it would be, not even sure Presti would do it because of the emotional attachment. But I think Lou Dort would be the player to move off of to be able to try and make. And again, that's not the only move you have to make to re-sign some of these guys like we've talked about or sign them to new deals. But all that being said, and how Lou Dort kind of has struggled off and on. He's going to have a great stretch. So at some point this season, right, where everybody's saying I look stupid here, I think Lou could be the odd man out.
I disagree.
I mean, the reality of the situation, to Jacob's question, do I think both those players are worth that money? Yes. Do I think all of the above, including Lou Dort, can be paid? No. So that decision is going to have to be made. I think it comes down to like not literally the stat VORP, but like what's the value of the replacement player? Like what can you spend your draft capital on to get a player that gives you similar production? Like the Thunder is going to have the luxury, and these picks that have been accumulating, they're kind of at a phase now where like, what is drafting somebody at 8th overall really do for you now? Like they're definitely going to try to keep the window open, but like at some point, they maybe 4 picks in this draft. At some point, it's going to be like, how can we send 2 first-round picks to a team to get a center or a defender that is on a 2-year cheap contract that is going to be a rental for us, but we had the luxury of just dishing out picks to have filler. Like someone like I'm just looking at like player stats right now. Herb Jones, he's about to get a payday, but right now he's getting paid $13 million this year, $14 million next year. Like that's a guy you call the Pelicans, you say, hey, 2 first-round picks, give us Herb Jones. We can't pay Lou Dort, but we can pay this guy. Like I think that's kind of the next era of Thunder basketball is like clean fits that you could just bring in for a couple of years and spend those draft picks. So to Presti, it's going to come down to which position and archetype do we feel we can replace with those picks. And I don't know if that's center, if that's wing guard, like a Lou Dort. I don't know. That's a good question though.
Yeah, it is. And when I say I don't disagree, I do agree with your logic, Taylor. I think you're bringing up something that is dead on it, and you too, Nick, of like the way that the roster building is going to have to evolve. You don't just keep everybody and continue to pay them more and more every year, because this isn't baseball and that's not how that works. You have to plug and play, and I think you're dead on of like using the assets that they have available to them to go find replacements. I think is spot on.
But
I don't know if I don't know that Lou's the one that gets moved. I think someone will have to, right? Like that's the reality of it. And I think Hartenstein is making his case that he is not expendable. Not that anyone thought he was, but it was just easy to be like, well, they're going to let him walk, right? Like he's going to be out of here when his contract's up. I think he has made that more of a decision. I think the flip side of that is, if he continues playing this well, he is also kind of going to make it impossible for the Thunder to keep him unless he is willing to take a pay cut to stay here. Because if he puts down another season like this, he's going to command a very large payday when he is a free agent.
Are we talking Hartenstein?
Yeah. And to your point, Jacob, you say this all the time of the Thunder don't like to let guys get to unrestricted free agency. So if they do exercise the team option next year, heading into next season, what does that mean for Hart?
I think the paradigm has to change where you realize every year you have a chance to contend, which is a unique luxury. As good as this team's gonna be for a long time, if next year the Thunder is similar, maybe coming off a title or just missed it, at what point is it like, let's get a first round pick for Hart at the deadline versus like we have a real chance to win another championship?
Yeah.
We're fine letting him walk. I think that changes just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I also think there's a real reality that some of these players, not like Shai, Dub, Chet, but like Hartenstein, Dort, where it's like, yeah, I've won a couple. I'm kind of going to go get a payday and try something new somewhere else and go be like the
go
third
back to a
best
big
player.
city. Yeah.
The third best player on a slightly less good team with more money. And yeah, I think that's going to happen. Who's to say that the Kings won't throw $40 million a year at Hartenstein to come be their third best player? He might say, exactly. California, I'm a bigger name, more money.
Got my ring with OKC, hopefully a couple.
I wouldn't blame him, to be honest.
Yep. No, not at all. Not at all. He's not from here, obviously. No, I think that's a good point. Also, the only other thing I was going to say, Nick, that you brought up originally, when I mentioned Lou Dort, and again, I'm not saying that's what is going to happen or should. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. But again, Presti and Mark talk so much about this, but it's going to continue to come down to who continues to emerge for the Thunder. Ajay Mitchell continuing on this run. Cason Wallace continuing to develop as a more all-around defender rather than just a strong point of attack defender. Alex Caruso, and like you said, Nick, if he wants to stay or go somewhere else, like there's so many other factors.
It's a good basketball team.
That's what it comes down to.
Putting it lightly.
I cannot wait. Okay, guys, we're supposed. I say supposed.
With a
It's
T?
supposed to happen this summer as well. Supposed to
Malone.
get an update. He's supposed to get an update on JDub this week. So I'm curious.
Yes.
Curious what
Please.
if we even get one.
Saw a shoot around video today that was tweeted
Yeah.
out. I'm getting some shots up before the Grizzlies game. When is the exact date? Do we know? Does anyone know? TP, I feel like you would know.
It
You
just
say
was
no.
10 to 14 days reevaluation.
Okay. So some point this week.
Correct.
I'd assume we get it, right? They're not going to ghost us like the last time on JDub.
I think it's close enough. So if you think one, I think discomfort is in the same neighborhood as pain, but it's not the same as pain. Like I don't necessarily think JDub was like shooting
Philosophy time with Nick.
I don't think he
That's
was
what
like
I was going to say.
Well, I know I've seen a lot of stuff on social media, and it makes me like want to say it out loud. I don't think he's like shooting the ball like, oh, like it hurts so bad. I think it's more just like, if I'm like recovered, that's not what my wrist should feel like. Like it's just weird, kind of like didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I think that's more the feeling he had than like an ouch every time he shot the ball.
DNP wrist weirdness.
Wrist weirdness, like it just something.
I mean, if you think about feeling a screw in your wrist,
Yeah,
it's like
totally,
that didn't
totally.
used to be there.
Like I'm sure it didn't.
Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't feel good, but I don't think it was like an ouch every time he shot the ball.
Right. It's discomfort.
I think that he's close enough to a return date where I don't necessarily think we get like the Thunder PR email. Hey guys, it's reevaluation day. We're now in another 5-day. I think it's more of like a Mark says something casually pregame. Someone's probably planted with the question, any updates on Dub? And Mark says, oh, he's doing 5-on-5s now. And he's more day to day at this point or week to week. That'll probably be the update we get. So I don't know if we'll get the formal, but we'll get something this week. It won't be a ghost situation again.
I think that's a good.
I hope not. Thunder have some big ones this week. Should be fun. Nick put in our group text this week of this would be a good week to stay off Twitter.
Dude, every season, like a new fan base somehow makes it on my algorithm. Like I for whatever reason, Lakers Twitter was not on my algorithm for like years, and I didn't.
Hashtag
blessed. I knew they existed, of course. It's the Los Angeles Lakers, but like this season, I can't tell you how many tweets I've seen this week where it's something to the effect of "Don't run at OKC Thunder," and it's a screenshot of the standings, and it's like, what do you mean? It's probably my algorithm because I'm clicking on them and scrolling through
I was going to
comments.
say you're
Probably why
feeding the beast.
Correct.
But
It's
holy cow,
giving-
this is a bad week for potential social media outrage.
It's giving November 2024 Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
It feels very similar.
Where there's no context. It's
Speaking of which, Chris Vernon was very quiet tonight. Weird.
I
like the
think he's
Thunder
given
lose
up.
to the Lakers Wednesday night and the second night of a back-to-back when they're probably not going to have 3 or 4 of their better players. That context will go out the window, and it's just going to be Thunder frauds, Lakers on
Luka
top.
and Shea.
Luka, yeah. Kryptonite Luka.
My favorite was all the Lakers tweets ahead of the Hawks game when they were sitting
Oh my
everybody
God.
talking about a free win, and then they
Yes.
went out and lost by 20.
Yes.
It's good.
Are we
It's
predicting
good.
this week, or we?
Yep, here we go.
on?
To close us out tonight, quick predictions. Tuesday night, the Thunder are at home against the Golden State Warriors. Nick, what happens there?
Win.
Taylor?
Win.
Justin?
Win.
I'm also taking a win. Wednesday night, Sega Baba against the Los Angeles Lakers. Justin?
Win.
Taylor?
Win.
Nick?
Lost.
He's
Wow.
been predicting it for a week now.
Nick with the L. You just want it for the Twitter chaos.
I
just think
am
it's gonna happen.
on to them
It's
all
like a
from the
storybook
account.
narrative.
I am taking the win. Oh, and then I just accidentally clicked off of it. Saturday, they are at Charlotte.
Mhm. What a
Nick?
toughie. Win.
Taylor?
Win.
And bringing something back that we forgot last week. Moneyball.
Nice.
If someone was here, he'd go ding.
Oh. I forgot all about Moneyball this year. Yeah, sure. Win Moneyball at Charlotte. Why not?
Yeah, Charlotte is not a good basketball team. I'm going win as well. I'm going 3-0 this week. Is LeBron going to play?
I don't think so.
Yeah. And Luka's still kind of questionable.
Generally speaking, a guy doesn't return from that kind of injury on a road trip. You want to have him at home to be in their own setting, to exercise and stretch and do all the stuff and see how they feel. So I would be surprised.
Fair. Sure hope they go 3-0 this week, guys.
Agreed.
That would be
indeed.
Nice. That would be nice.
The Lakers game, a rare 8:30 p.m. tip off at home as well.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a late night.
Late night.
Had a lot of those recently with the Thunder.
I think that's gonna do it for us, gentlemen. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in to the Uncontested Podcast. We'll be back with you again Thursday, covering the Golden State and the Los Angeles Lakers game. So tune in for that. You guys have a great beginning of your week. We'll talk to you soon. Thunder, 10-1. 10-1. Is it 10-1? Thunder are 10-1. It's a good time to be a basketball fan. Until then, and as always, Thunder up.